Now, the former Finnish Prime Minister Alexander Stubb is expected to announce his candidacy today to replace Jean-Claude Juncker as president of the European Commission. It's anticipated that Mr. Stubb will vie to be candidate of the centre-right European People's Party. Well, let's go live to Strasbourg, where our political editor Darren McCaffrey is standing by for us. Good morning to you, Darren. Now, if he does declare as expected, who might he find himself up against?
Well, a whole range of candidates potentially for the Commission presidency, but potentially only one other candidate when it comes to who will represent the EPP in these elections, Bell. But first of all, who is Alexander Stubb? Well, he's the former Finance and Prime Minister of Finland. He served 8 years in government. He's also been an MEP in the Parliament behind me. And he is trying to pitch his battle, or is the race to become the EPP candidate, by saying he wants to break down these unnecessary barriers between East and West. He's expected to tell a press conference later on today that he believes more than ever now that we need a strong defence of European values. He will go on to say, we're told that our ideological DNA is based on respect for human dignity, freedom, democracy, equality, the rule of law and human rights, and added he wants to rally around our cause for Europe, meaning mitigating the unnecessary divisions between East and West, North and South. Now, those later remarks seem a reference to Manfred Weber. He is, of course, the other candidate in this race, the German who is standing to become the lead candidate. There have been suggestions that he is not being tough enough, for example, on Viktor Orban, the Hungarian Prime Minister. There are also suggestions that Alexander Stubb is trying to somewhat court the support of the French President Emmanuel Macron. Now, as I say, it is likely, Bell, only to be two candidates for the EPP lead candidate role, because Michel Barnier, the chief Brexit negotiator, has last week ruled himself out. Now, that does not necessarily mean whoever the EPP candidate automatically becomes the Commission president. Ultimately, all the other groupings, of course, have got candidates as well. Traditionally, it has gone to an EPP person. But given the fact we are expecting the rise of populists in next year's election, and that the EPP will not have the number of seats in this parliament that they currently have, that it may be somewhat more of a tougher battle for that political grouping. And the results and who takes over from Jean-Claude Juncker, a lot more uncertain.